Hello, I'm Brian Fox. Welcome to I love rock music. No, welcome to I hate rock music. And I was only going to do three bands today, but I decided to do a fourth one because I've just been itching to talk about this band. They're really new to me. I've only really come across them the last couple of years, even though the record's been around since 1971. And wow, I was really shocked. I was really shocked that I'd never heard of it before. I was really shocked that I never came across it, although I wouldn't. Released 1971, originally only 100 copies, and then no artwork. So the odds of me, plus it came out, and the odds of me finding it were pretty slim. But I kept reading about it because it was reissued, and then I listened to it on YouTube, and like I say, I really couldn't believe what I was hearing. So anyway, it was Ronnie Patterson on bass, Malcolm Harker on xylophone, and Norman Smith on drums, and then John Whittingham on guitar and vocals. And it's hard to describe. It starts out really heavy. So those of you like me who like that real early 70s heavy music, they come out with some really awesome riffs to open the record. So you kind of think you're getting into a heavy record. It's pretty conventional, pretty good vocals, and very song-oriented the way it starts off. And they're from Northeast England, although I've read some accounts that claim this band's from the UK, and it sounds like the UK, but apparently um, some of the reviews talk about them being American. But I just can't believe that listening to this that Northeast England sounds more likely because there's elements of that remind me of Black Sabbath, and there's elements that remind me of Hawkwind, and there's even some elements of it that remind me of another amazing UK band. Um, what were they called? Sweet Slag. And so this band was around the same time as those bands, 1970 to 1975. They recorded two LPs. So now with the reissue, we have a batch of songs that were supposed to be on their second record, although they're not necessarily as gratifying as the first album. And so there was supposed to be another LP in 1973, and then in 1975 they did a bunch of demos. So maybe there'll be some more material coming out. I'm not sure. But as the record progresses, you get the addition of xylophone, which is a really cool addition to it. But then the xylophone is buried in music that sounds like Hawkwind. And I keep thinking that they remind me of Hawkwind so much. I'm not sure what bands they would have played with at the time. I definitely imagine that they were a really cool live band, although there's some things that couldn't be duplicated because it's such a weird mix in some of the overdubs. But for those of you who do like that early 70s sound and love Hawkwind, this is a great record to check out. It's all over the map. So there's some more conventional things, and then there's stuff that kind of reminds me of some of the krautrock bands too, like Faust. And so they're completely unique, and it's unfortunate that we don't have a whole second album or a whole third album from 1970 to 1975 because totally unique band, and there's a lot of elements with great guitar work, by the way, and some of the riffs all through the record are really heavy. So the fact that they move back and forth between, the classic 70 to 71 British rock sound, and then all these weird blips and squeaks. There's stuff on there that sounds like a synthesizer. I don't know if they had one or not. I don't think there's guitar pedals around quite then that would make that kind of sound like there is now. But what a heady brew, and a band after my own heart, combining space rock and hard rock. Speaking of which, I guess part of what they do reminds me of UFO flying too. But there's a lot more going on. There's a lot more weird instruments, a lot more white noise, and just a fabulous record. I'm really glad I came across it, and I got the 2 LP reissue. So I'm a happy boy. So the band is called Cycle, and I'll put the link below as usual, and check it out. And I'm sure there's lots of things I said about the record that'll pique people's interest. And I think you take a deep dive and you're pretty open-minded. And once again, like stuff that's a little wacky, and then throw in some great, fabulous slabs and riffs. This record is a pure joy. I'm Brian Fox. Thanks for watching I Hate Rock Music.